Getting more attractive without surgery is actually possible. Just like we can train our body to become more attractive, we can also train our facial muscles to become more attractive. And in this video, I will show you everything I did step by step so you can get the best transformation in your life. It's actually a secret that is more powerful than puberty itself. So step number one, the reason why you're unattractive and how we can fix it. So from some years ago, I always used to do all the bad habits that you could think about. When I came home, I would literally, first thing first, if my parents wasn't home, I would literally go out to the toilet and I would fucking jack off, bro. I would literally watch porn and just masturbate. What I would do afterwards would then be scroll on social media, and I would just repeat this until we were having dinner. After dinner, I would just get back into my room and I would just watch some Netflix series or keep scrolling, depending on the mood. And while I was doing all of these bad habits, especially when watching Netflix series or scrolling on TikTok, I would have one of my hands on my chin like this, on the side of my head, while just scrolling like this, while mouth breathing. I didn't even breathe through my nose. So imagine somebody who just sits and scrolls, who just completely mouth breathing. What these bad habits are gonna do to you is, first of all, you're gonna get asymmetrical areas of your face because you're putting more pressure on one side of your face. It's just the same as if you're sleeping. Let's say that you're sleeping on one side of your pillow, like with your head. Then more water will literally flow to that side of your head, which will make more pressure on that side of your head, which will make you more asymmetrical. And that is why so many people have an asymmetrical face and not symmetrical face. But I really don't want you to lose hope here, because that's where I come in. I researched about this because I thought there must be some kind of way that we can fix this, reverse the bad habits that we have been doing our entire life. And there is. I call this the 4 key facial muscles to train. So when I did this research about how we can become more attractive, I realized that there are over 40 different muscles that we have in our face that we can literally train or learn how to do a certain expression to become better looking. It's just like in a video game. Remember when we played Fortnite or some other games where you could customize your person in the game? You can literally do this in real life. You can literally train specific expressions that you can have so you look different. Isn't this fucking awesome to think about? But you can also just train your jawline to become as thick as you want it to become. You can train your palate, which makes you get more forward growth, so your jawline will look more sharper and longer. But again, this gets confusing because, again, there are 40 different muscles. So let me make it much more specific for you. That's why I call it the 4 key muscles. Just focus on the following. First of all, your orbicularis muscle. Your orbicularis muscle is the muscles that you have right around your eye area here. Basically, when this is trained, the end of your eyebrow here will get pulled up. When it's getting pulled up, you will literally get that kind of hunter eye look, which is so attractive to have as a man. The second muscle to train is something called the masseter muscles. Your masseter muscles is the ones that you have outside of your jawline right here. It's basically the one that gives you that kind of attractive TikTok thick bone kind of look at the end of your jaw here. It feels kind of cringe to do it in front of the camera, but you get what I mean, right? It's basically the one that gives you the attractive look right here. The third muscle is our hyoid bone. So our hyoid bone is a very interesting one because a lot of people, basically everyone on this planet, has floppy skin hanging off here, or fat. There's 2 reasons for this. Either you're fat and that's why the skin is hanging off, but some people are literally skinny and still have the skin hanging off here. And I was one of them. I was always skinny. And the way that I fixed this was just training your hyoid bone. When training your hyoid bone, you will literally get your skin tightened up. It's such an attractive trait to have. And the last and probably the most important one is the palate. So your palate is the one when applying pressure to, you will get forward growth. Basically, you will change your skull by doing this shit. And you can literally do this without surgery. And there's so much beef on the internet. Some people say that you can't do it after a certain age because your skull has been fully grown and you have hit puberty, all of these different things. But I was literally 18 years old. Like basically my puberty was over, and I started to do this at the end of the year, like when I only had a couple of months left at 18 years old. And this is how I look now at 19 years old. So you can absolutely change after puberty. And that's exactly why that I have a program where I teach all of this inside. I teach you how to get the most attractive face and body. So if you want to have a look at it, then go have a look at the top link of the description. All the details are there. But now let's get to step number 2. And that is the importance of building muscle and specific parts of your muscles. So from a few years ago, I remember when just going out into the city with like my parents or with some of my friends, I was so skinny. Literally, whenever I walked past a girl that I found it really attractive, or maybe she wasn't attractive, but I just wanted to learn to practice my eye contact, they never fucking looked at me, bro. It's so crazy how big of a difference that it makes when you go from unattractive to attractive. This version of me that was so unattractive never got any eye contact. When I got eye contact, like when I was lucky, they would never even smile at me, and they would just look away quickly because, you know, there wasn't really anything that they found attractive about me. But also just a basic thing, like when I went to school, the girls would never ever like try to have body contact with me. You probably know from your class that really attractive guy, he always has like contact, you know, body contact with the girls. The girls likes to touch him, his arms, maybe his shoulders, you know, laughing, clapping his shoulder, or something silly like that, right? Playful. You probably have never had that, and I'm telling you, it's brutal, but it's either because of 2 reasons. You're not funny, or you are not attractive. Because as soon as I got more attractive, whenever I was together with a girl and I got her to laugh, for example, or if we were just speaking and I was kind of just for fun flexing my biceps, they will literally just touch my arms and have this sexy look, and they will be like, oh, you're so strong, you're so big. Bro, it's fucking awesome what muscles can do to you. But you can also go down the wrong road where you train the wrong muscles, so you will just look like a kind of big bodybuilder, and that's when girl will actually become turned off by you. And that is what people say when, for example, they have been training their lats too much. When you become too wide, people will be like, oh, he looks like he's carrying bread. It's a saying that my family especially are saying, but also a lot of friends that I know. It's like they say, oh yeah, those bodybuilders, they just train to look so big. They don't even look that good. And they are not saying that because they're jealous. They genuinely mean that because it doesn't look pretty when somebody's coming like this. But it looks unnatural, right? Because they're not comfortable. It doesn't look like they're comfortable in their body. And that's why there's something called the 7 aesthetic muscles. If you just train these 7 muscles, you will become the most attractive version of yourself in a couple of years. And the muscles are your neck, your upper traps, your upper chest, your lateral delts, your biceps, your lats, and your abs. If you just train those muscles, I'm telling you, especially if you have your shirt off, girls are literally gonna come up to you and speak to you. There was literally a time at a table tennis tournament I was going to, and I took my shirt off because I had to change my shirt, you know, get a new one because it was so sweaty at this tournament because I've just been playing a match. As soon as I had taken on my new shirt on, I literally saw a girl out of the corner of my eyes coming up towards me with one of her friends, and she literally had her phone in front, and she was like, "Oh, excuse me." She was not speaking Danish. She was from another country, but she has traveled to our country to play the tournament, basically. And she literally asked me, "Can I please have your Instagram, please?" And she was like, giggly, you know, laughing with her friend on the side. And she was like too shy to come up. And then we texted later and we kind of arranged a date. Bro, it's so fucking crazy what you get if you just get an aesthetic body. And that's exactly what I teach. I teach you the full programs that you're gonna do, so you basically don't have to put any work into it yourself. I also teach you the exact exercises that you're gonna do, so you don't get confused, so you don't optimize for some scientific bullshit like Jeff Nippert is telling you to do, you know, a big influencer. Because the thing is, you won't be motivated to then train. So just do what you want. That's what I teach you in my program. Again, it's the top link of the description. All the details are there. So step number 3 is some secrets, some quick steps that you can do to become 10 times more attractive instantly. So I call these the basics. So there are some basics that you need to have. If you don't have these basics, you're literally like at the bottom tier of society. You're that kind of person. If we meet you on the streets, me and my friend will fucking clown you for it. We will fucking laugh you until, honestly, sorry to say it, but that you want to do some hurtful things to yourself. I want you to understand, you just need to have these basics down. If you have these basics down, then you would already be far ahead of so many people. And they are literally just to clean yourself. There's so many people that I knew in 9th grade that I could talk to you about who didn't shower like before coming to school. And I'm telling you, you could just smell them. And it's also because they didn't use deodorant. That's the second thing. Please fucking use deodorant. If you're a teenager, which I assume you are, you have to use deodorant, bro. Your sweat stinks like fucking shit. I'm telling you, because I was that person myself as well. In 7th grade, when I was like 13 years old, my puberty started to hit. But I didn't realize that, you know, the sweat would stink. So I literally went to school. I could smell myself so bad, and I was, bro, the other people must have thought so many bad things about me. Like, holy shit, that guy stinks, you know? And it's like, finally I got a deodorant after a short amount of time. And it's like I got more approached than afterwards, because again, I was so much more comfortable with myself because I smelled good. Like, I didn't smell like a fucking skinny fat piece of shit, like, you know what I mean? And then the next step is to groom yourself. There's so many teenagers that I know still in, like, I'm 19 years old, I go to school. Some people will literally have this ugly, ungroomed, like, facial hair. Literally yesterday we were at like an arrangement of what you call it, like somebody had to talk about a certain event, and there was this certain guy that I saw. He had a really attractive face, but he hadn't groomed himself. So instantly I just lost all respect for him, but also just his attractiveness just went downwards, because he had like that kind of Hitler, you know, Hitler facial hair, but then also a little bit of goatee hair here. And he had a lot of it. It was not this nice, full groomed hairstyle that he had. So bro, just shave. Basically, if you don't have the genetics to have like a full beard that looks attractive, just shave, bro. It's not attractive to have that fucking Hitler or goatee facial hair. Just get rid of it. But again, all of these basic things I also teach you. I also teach you things like how to not have a stinky breath. I teach you how to basically have a more attractive eye area, like plucking, so you don't have unibrow, yeah. So you don't fucking look like a bottom tier guy, bro. Bro, this is fucking basic levels, but I also teach that inside of my program as a bonus guide. Furthermore, I also teach you how to take sexy pictures, so you can pull it up on your Tinder account, so you'll get like 10 to 20 matches a day and get so many good comments about how hot you are and all this shit, so you can get on dates like weekly. Again, it's the top link of the description. All the details are there. So now we are at the end of the video, and I really want to give you some credits because you have taken the time to watch this entire fucking video. There isn't that much editing like Mr. Beast, so you have, first of all, a good attention span, but second of all, you have also just been educating yourself. You're learning. And that's exactly why that if you want to learn more content like this, I would highly recommend you to go down and click subscribe to my channel. This is the best channel that you can learn from if you want to become more attractive, both with your body, but also with your face. So if you want to keep on more learning, then go click this video right over here. Thanks for watching and have a wonderful day, bro.